Days Vault L, my fellow gamers. So here I'm finally going to get a look at the Phoenix. Been excited about this model. I will of course have two of them eventually, but you know, this is one of the coolest models I feel in the Kings of War lineup. And you know, if I wasn't going to play Basileia, I still wanted the model. It's just like how I own a giant, but I have no army that uses a giant, really. So I just think it's an awesome model. Shame it's made out of rustic, but so let's see what this bad boy's made of. He's pretty heavy, so very excited to see how he is sculpted and all the different like angles that they don't show you. You get, of course, this impressive front shot of it. Nothing up top there. I'm curious, since the palace guards were just 1 point. Oh, disappointment, just 1 point as well. You get this, I guess he's a $60 model now. And look at that beautiful resin, so sweet. They even like had some partially deflated bubbles in there. Oh man, yeah, it's you can deflate it now, it doesn't pop. All right, look at this massive Titan base. I love it. Smells nice. I process firewood for my own use, and I love the smell of the wood. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we've got, all right, the main piece that sits down. Got some bits to trim off there. Another piece there, some feathers poking through. You do have a mold line in the fire there, and that's a little rough. Not game breaking, but it's rough. It goes up through here and then disappears, which is good. Seems like the connection points are clean and sweet. The head, the two wings, and the two legs. What a wonderful sculpt. Like, seriously. Ugh. It has a metal face. Okay, I'm not seeing any more terrible mold lines on this. What a beautiful sculpt that is. Let me see, check the box. Yeah, sure enough, a metal face. It's never really registered before. Okay. Really great how they've got the feathers and the flames together. Best Phoenix model I've ever seen. Not to say I've given Phoenix models much of a glance at. I see here on the back side of the wing, you lose a lot of the cool detail with the feathers. You get some here, you get some of the primary feathers there, and some on the edge here, but nothing on the inside. It's all flame. Basically, this model is 100% airbrush paint. You know, just whack on a few layers and you have shades and stuff. Okay, so the outside again, little detail. As far as fire, you get some feathers towards the main body. And this is odd. This primary feather here looks oddly thick, like a chunk of concrete. That, I think, could have been done better. What they did that for, I'm sure, is just strength of the model to where it doesn't snap. They wanted to give you the fine detail on the inside with the nice ribbing. And, you know, let's just face it, the wings on the inside have excellent detail with the fire creeping through and whatnot. But once you turn it to the side, that's a bit thick. And then even back here, it kind of falls flat, really. So, don't know if I should shave that down myself. At least, you know, these aren't too terrible thick. But in all reality, if we're talking about a real bird, these are cartoony thick. It's like it flies with bricks. Now, dealing with resins, yes, they can make it super thin. It doesn't have to be a cinder block like that of a feather. They can make it really very thin. They have the technology. But I do think it was for strength of the piece. You know, you would have seen a bunch of those broken. You would have seen a bunch of them, you know, just destroyed. And that would have been, you know, people calling in saying, "Oh, my wings broke." But yeah, I mean, you've got the initial ball joint, which, I mean, this is only sculpted one way, unless you really wanted to do a whole bunch of work to it. But then you also have the nice flat sections here for the glue to sit on. So it makes it a tighter bond. And pro tip, seriously, go through and don't let this finish of the resin stay that way. Scratch it with a bit of a knife and give it tooth. Okay, give it that tooth, because some of this, especially if it turns out shiny and glossy, it really needs that purchase, that tooth for that glue to grab hold of. So all these sections here, I'm going to take it and just take my sharp X-Acto and scrape it down and make it so it's very, very nice to hold on to. You got a little bit of flash inside that pocket, the socket pocket. That's okay, just carve that right out, no big deal. You're gonna touch it anyway. And look at that, all my toes are together. Very nice. Nicely sculpted, Do you actually see on the leg here how thin they made those feathers? Do you see that? That's very thin. Very thin, very nice. If they had done something akin to that on those primary feathers, it would have looked so good. As it is, it's really that one wing edge. Oh, no. It's that one too. Look at that cinder block. Dude's got to fly with. Whew, man. Well, birds usually don't fly on fire anyway. Look at that. All my claws, talons, and toes are on here. Worried about that? Yes, I was. Nice. I've got a cooking bird here, Kentucky Fried style. So I'm excited. This thing is going to have to be the first model that I whacked together. This thing is awesome. Yeah. And let's face it, it's going to be super easy to paint because, yeah, airbrush. Yeah, that's going to be super awesome. Can't wait. And then just like they did, they just, with this beak, you know, they painted the beak and the tongue, and the metal, they have it as a burnt bronze type thing. And of course the toes, that's just black. But yeah, I mean, look at the bird, you know, it's yellows, reds, some blacks and oranges. Nothing too fancy. Yeah. Nice. So I'm excited about it. It's a nice big Titan. It's going to look great in the Detolf case from IKEA. with my other models that have lights shining on them, and it's excellent. This is going to be good. I just have to watch out for that mold line going through the flames, because if you don't get any of that and start painting, it's going to show really badly. So you need to take care of your mold lines, especially on these nice smooth flames. That transition is extremely important. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching. Take it easy. Carry your laser.